I pretend like I'm reading news, and the music is in background. So then we behave like we are people in church. You see how the bosses now dance. They don't dance the way we don't dance the way we used to dance then, because we're in a tie. So you kind of behave and be nice. But somehow ukisina ningia, alafu mtu unaanza kuharibika. Hi Lilian.
Hello, Walter.
I'm the one interviewing you today.
Welcome for tea.
Yes, thank you.
He told me he likes his tea black. With how many sugars?
How many sugars do you put in?
I don't know.
What's on your own?
Anyway, thank you so much for finding time to join us once again this evening. It's time for One-on-One. Please use the hashtag One-on-One to talk to us. I'm in studio with Walter Mong'are, a.k.a. Nyambane. Do you know a lot of people actually think your real name is Nyambane? So do you mean like Kissies were like Wakire? What da?
Who taught you that Kissy name?
I'm a Kenyan.
No,
I'm a nationalist.
Okay. Yeah, we know, but it's more important to be Kissy. So which is great. So yeah.
Walter, what have you been up to? And even before that, by the way, a lot of people are writing in. They're saying, "Hey, this is an ex-Changerian changes. You were in Lenana High School, and then you were in Kenyatta University."
Don't offend the Lenana fraternity.
Why?
We were not a high school.
It was a what?
We were Lenana School.
Lenana School.
Yeah.
Not Lenana Secondary School.
Changerians.
Not Lenana High School.
Out there. Oh, by the way, your CEO is a former Changerian.
Yeah, he proudly says so. And a lot of other prominent Kenyans.
We are together. He was in the same house like I was.
Which is?
Kibaki.
And Bernard Ndong actually just told me. The guy who does sports just told me he was.
They called it Thompson then.
Bernard Ndong just told me he was in Changes as well.
Yeah, exactly. Great people in Changes.
All right, so let's begin with Ridiculous. So Walter Mong'are is famed for his role in the Ridiculous Trio. You played the role of then President Daniel Arap Moi. So let's begin with how Ridiculous was born. How was this idea conceptualized?
Let's just say first, thank you to the former president for allowing me to be him for a couple of years. And it gave me the impression that I was the president. Allow me also to thank those two young men who walked the journey with me, Tony and KJ, and making sure that Ridiculous was what it became to be. It was one of those beautiful accidents. We are in the middle of a culture week at Kenyatta University. As students, and of course, and the program is a little bit running behind schedule. We don't have enough performances, and Tony then was the head of the culture center, and so we said, why don't we just do something in the meantime as we close the gap, as we wait for the next item.
Yeah, and what were you studying at Kenyatta University? I assume not theater?
I'm a fine artist.
Fine artist?
Yes, fine artist.
So you can draw me?
Let's just say... Yes, I can draw you.
Okay. So Ridiculous was born, and why then did you decide to play the role of the president? Why him? Did you just look at yourself in the mirror and think, I look like this guy?
If anything, Tony had a perfect voice for the character Moi. But then they looked at me and they said...
Tony used to play your bodyguard, the guy, the cop that stands behind the president.
Yes. And he had a fantastic voice for Moi. But they, as a team, we always assessed each other and assigned each other roles. And so they thought, why don't we add you the voice, because you've got the looks for the character.
Yeah.
And so it was a decision of the group.
So how did you actually pull off the missing tooth or the gap? I don't know.
Can we keep that as a mystery?
Okay,
you don't
that
do
was makeup, clearly.
No, we used to remove it. It's detachable, so I can remove it and then I can put it back.
Okay.
Yeah, how about that?
So, yeah, right. Anyway.
And you believe
but going back to the former president, you know, I know my director has that clip and will be playing it for our viewers shortly. But everybody is saying, please, Walter, you know, you have to greet Kenyans in that characteristic Moi thing that you used to do, because they have missed not only you in that element, but they've missed the former president as well, hearing him speak. You know, he's been on the download.
What I like is the fact that we kind of moved on, and the then president would come with beautiful papers as speeches and everything else. And I'm imagining now if we would be giving him the iPad, and if you want me to greet the way Mo used to do it, that's fine. I mean, I really enjoyed the way he did things when he started his speeches, when he was like, Edini, and then everybody would sit down and he would be like, he would read a couple of things and then say, put it aside and say, nimezoma ile nimeandikiwa, waja niseme yangu. That was fantastic at that point. You know, so amujambo, I've said hi.
Oh my goodness, and we need to hear more. But let's move away from that. You know, critics argue, Walter, that perhaps that, you know, the three of you, you know, just the fact that you took up the role of President Daniel Arap Moi.
Are you not taking your coffee?
Oh, I'm going to take it. Don't worry. Don't worry about me.
Okay.
The fact that all of you assumed roles of those politicians at that time was a poor... was a poor strategy, because he keeps interrupting me. Was a poor strategy because then your jokes were going to be only as relevant for as long as these guys were in office. What's your response to that?
Let me put it this way. When something is funny, as one of my bosses once told me, it will always be funny. And the character Moi was funny, and it was funny. So it would always be timeless. Furthermore, as a team as Ridiculous, we were beyond just one character. There were several characters that we played, but of course the Moi character stood out. Later on, we realized that Tony transformed to be the then Kibaki. And I was playing the president in the previous regime. I receded back to being his cop. KJ became Mama Lucy. Okay? KJ played a fantastic role of the current president. And so if Ridiculous was to be on air today, we will still be fresh and up there, and we would be enjoying the shows.
Did you ever perform for the then president? Did you ever actually perform in front of him?
Did we ever perform in front of him? Yes.
Where?
Severally.
Where?
On his TV.
Yeah, but I mean, you have no guarantees that he was watching. You have no guarantees that he actually watched.
There are speculations that he never used to miss any episode. Every time he came from a serious function, he would be and he would lean back. So that's I'm like, he used to enjoy the show.
Yeah, because I mean, you guys got away with murder. Some of the jokes.
We never murdered anyone.
No, but some of the things that you would, I mean, people would almost imagine. I mean, things are kind of liberal now. But then at that time, someone would almost imagine that you'd have just been, you know, told to just do away with this.
Let me put it this way. Let's just say, we personally, I would always extend my gratitude and being thankful to the people who made sure that Ridiculous saw the light of day. Our director, Bob Nyanja, then the then CEO of Nation Media Group, who took a bet on us, Wilfred Kiboro, and the entire team. Your boss, who just gave us an opportunity to be on TV for about 26 weeks doing that character. One of the things that we as a team ensured that, one, our performances were family oriented. And we never offended anyone. And we actually took time to assess our performances and run through our lines so that we are not offensive in any way. That's why Ridiculous became a family show that you would watch with your mom, your dad, and everybody.
And the hashtag is one-on-one. So keep sending in your questions to Walter. Walter, Kenyans somehow
is that
feel...
where I drop my Twitter handle?
Yeah, his
at
Twitter
Walter Mong'are.
At Walter Mong'are, that's his Twitter handle. So Kenyans feel betrayed because, you know, you had become part of our families. I mean, there was appointment viewing across Kenyan homes, and then Ridiculous just disappeared. The trio just disappeared. You never said goodbye. You never told us that you would be back after a short break. So Kenyans feel betrayed. Do you plan a reunion? Are you planning a comeback?
On behalf of my team, Ridiculous, and everyone, and of course the fans, we appreciate the support that you've continued to give us. And yes, the feeling of we should have said a bye, or we should have ended the show in a certain way, but we felt we were ready to leave and exit and give the opportunity to other young and upcoming artists, like the young man that we are very proud of, Churchill.
Churchill. And let me talk about Churchill. You guys set the pace, and you really opened up opportunities for the new generation of stand-up comics in the country. So what are your thoughts on them now, currently? I mean, critics argue that there's a lot of repetition of jokes. Like, I'll hear this comedian saying, like, this joke that they really need to stop.
Which one is that?
The one of the microphone. No, the one of the microphone. The one of the microphone in Shags, where, like, if you want to say that in the Nyambane, it has been repeated over and over again. But that's my observation.
That can never be a tired joke, because it all depends on what toilet you're referring to, and it depends on what village you're talking about. So showing as a on this side, showing as a on this side, so it can be fresh every time.
I mean, they're doing a good job, but no, there needs to be a little bit of originality, and I mean, the repetition of jokes kind of gets stale. So what's your take on the new generation?
The young men and women are doing a good job, and a fantastic job. At the end of the day, we have to realize that we have an audience that is very Kenyan, and Kenyan are fantastic in dumping you. In a few years, you're the star and everything else, then they are tired of you. Then they want something new. So again, we must understand that it's a very dynamic industry, that you must keep on refreshing ideas, refreshing your acts and everything else. And maybe that's what I can tell the young men and women, that you can't afford to sit back and say, I'm at the top.
So who else can you imitate apart from President Moi?
Why would I imitate anyone?
Because you love to play characters. Nyambane in himself, we'll be talking about Nyambane shortly. But
I'll try to play you at some point.
Do me now. Play my character now.
Okay. If I was to try and play your character, I think a lot of work will need to go into myself before I'm transformed to be you. I mean, there's plenty that you have that I don't have, and we would want to avoid that discussion.
Clearly.
Yes, of course.
Clearly. So who else can you imitate? Who else?
No, I would leave that to you.
I know I've seen you play Raila.
Yes.
I've seen you play a schoolboy, Mchongwano.
No, but maybe what you would have wanted to really say, and I feel you, is one of the characters that I played in Ridiculous, which was a house girl.
The house girl?
Yes, and that was...
What was her name?
What was her name again? But she used to sing Catholic hymns, and by the way, that was fantastic. And when I saw the Pope the other day coming, and I shook his hand, by the way, so just in case you don't say it in the show, that the Pope shook my hand twice.
So to remind us...
That was a beautiful character.
Do you want to give us a little bit of a...
What I liked about that character is the way she was singing the hymn. And she would break a plate, and life moves on, and she would move on to the other hymn of then the key would change as we continue to sing, and I think that was one of the most beautiful characters.
So clearly you can do a lot of characters. Let's cross over to Nyambane. And I asked you earlier if people actually think that your real name is Nyambane. You said it depends on where. How did you come up with Nyambane? What happened to Nyambane? Where is Nyambane now? Why did the Nyambane character die?
The Nyambane character never died. Nyambane, that's why people confuse me for Nyambane severally, and I would understand. I mean, I come from Kisii, and I'm proud of that. And
you love bananas.
And we all love bananas and everything else. And so I don't mind being called Nyambane. But we are two different people. He has his own life, and he exists. a couple of times we do meet in functions. But when people call me that name, I wouldn't say no.
Do you have an alter ego? Do you feel like you actually have a shady part of you that is actually a Nyambane that you had to keep locked in there for so long?
I suspected that this thing didn't have anything. I knew. I've been wondering, okay, what happened if I Melissa this cup of tea? You guys are players. Then you just have one cup here like this. Listen, I am who I am. Okay, and I'm not Nyambane, but it's okay. Yeah, so and
you just did not do that.
Stop laughing.
Okay, so let's talk about Nyambane. Let's get into the Nyambane character. I mean, Nyambane ruled the airwaves for a long time, Walter.
Yes.
And once again, the same issue that Kenyans have with you is that you leave them hanging. What happened to Nyambane? Where did he go? Say hello to Kenyans as Nyambane. Tell them where he's been.
There's something you asked that each one of us has a Nyambane in him.
Yeah.
The success of Nyambane, it's because everyone identified with him, because we are who we are. Lillian, a couple of years ago, before your salary increment checked in, and before you started dressing the way you were, if we met you in the estate, honestly, you were that girl who we would know what to describe you. So everybody has that background. If I remember, if you were to flash a picture of your CEO Ashira Waruru when he was in Lenana school in shorts, now imagine that picture, and when he was coming with a green box from the village, everybody has got that element of Nyambane in them.
Yeah, so salimia wa Kenya Nyambane tafadhali, where have you been?
That's pretty hard, unless we call him.
Yeah, okay, let's call him.
Yeah, is your technical guy ready? We can give him a call.
Let's call him. Actually, I have my phone right here. Let's pretend that you're picking up your...
Okay, let me call him.
Okay, call him.
Yeah. His number is... give me your password, especially the M-Pesa one. Yeah.
Are we going to call him?
Yeah, we will call him, yeah.
Okay, let's call Nyambane.
And
how will we hear what he's saying?
Yeah, so at least I had to switch that so that I can have a coded.
Let's talk to him, yes.
Where's your O?
Somewhere there.
No, this kind of phones I 0. What's the number? And then 0. Yeah, this is the number. Do you have credit?
Yeah,
okay.
I do.
Yeah, actually, and I'm calling him.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So how are we supposed to hear him?
They'll put him on speakerphone. And he better pick.
Okay, clearly.
What's the time, by the way?
You're calling yourself.
No, I'm not. Yes. Hello?
Yes.
Ngakigwabokire. Eh? Oraire? Abantu batako kwani TV ga igabona nari ngo kwakira citizen tole. Eh? Aje. Egwasi angakige kyumro. I think aje noni kwete? Oma muroyo.
Oh.
Ngaki. Oma dene TV ore ya.
No.
TV ore. Bana.
Enough.
Karara bana go kwana. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So Nyambane does it,
right? Yeah, he does. All right, I just woke him up. Are you crying?
I do this all the time. Anyway. Yes.
Okay.
So
you need this?
Yes, I do. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Can I?
Thank you.
Can I
Thank you. Don't do that again, please.
Can I wipe you?
Don't do that again. So I'm keeping this.
Okay.
Okay.
You give it back to me.
So let's move away from that. So away from Nyambane, away from ridiculous. You disappeared for a while.
Get another cup?
You disappeared for a while, Walter, and everybody was asking, where did you go? We know you've had stints at the Kisii County. You've worked for the Kisii County. You've worked for KBC. You've worked for NTV. You've worked for the Standard Group. So let's talk about, you know, all these years in between Ridiculous and Nyambane, which was at Kiss FM, and now, and today. What have you been up to? It's been a roller coaster.
Since I know you won't finish yours, let's just keep going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just. Well, yours didn't have sugar. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
let me put it this way. It's been a beautiful, beautiful journey, and getting a lot of support from people who believe in what I do, in who I am. From the days I was in campus, the late Professor Shwani, believing in us, giving us an opportunity. When it comes to media, having been given an opportunity to have the best breakfast show for 8 years, there's a lot that we learned in terms of communication and just getting to pass the right
at Kiss FM as playing the role of Nyambane.
Yeah, and then of course, after that, being given an opportunity to work with government, and that is when I started the government job with KBC, and of course, Governor James Mong'are believing in me and the people of Kisii County, giving me the docket of communication, where now the Nairobi governor met with me and he said, look, you need to come back to Nairobi and work for the Nairobians,
so
which is an honor, which is a...
So now you're in Nairobi County, and in a span of, so this has taken a span of how many years? KBC, no, Kiss FM, KBC, NTV...
That's about 13 years.
13 years. Yeah, 13 so you seem to be quite a busybody. What's that about? Why can't you stay at one place?
Did you say busybody?
Why? Did you just get restless with things? Is it that you're not a team player? Is it that... What is it? Why are you constantly on the move?
Look at it this way. I mean, I was doing the same job that I'm doing in Nairobi. I was the communication director, and I must say hi to my fellow communication directors from all the 47 counties who are watching the show. And what is your Twitter, by the way? Are they following you?
Yes,
all of them?
Lillian_Muli.
Lillian_Muli. All the directors can do that. Thank you. Double L. I saw that. So, when I was in Kisii, I did about a year before I moved back to Nairobi, and one of the things that sold me to come back to Nairobi, not that I wasn't enjoying working in Kisii County, not that we didn't have a fantastic run in Kisii County, but the aspect of family is what actually brought me back to Nairobi. When the opportunity showed up in the same capacity as a communication director, Nairobi is more challenging. It's a bigger county. It's a fast-moving county, and I thought the challenge was better. So I'm always out there looking for a bigger challenge. And who said the communication director is the best position that I want? I mean, the dreams,
so you have political ambitions.
The dreams, not necessarily political ambitions. I've got desire to grow beyond where I am. Being the director of communication in Nairobi County still leaves a lot of other positions before you even get to be the governor.
But so you think you are, I mean, because coming from comedy, Walter, and then into the corporate sector,
did you mind this?
No, it's fine. Okay. Did you get the impression that initially people didn't quite take you seriously because they would always see you as this stand-up comedian, as Nyambane? Did you get the feeling initially that people sort of didn't take you seriously?
No. In any environment we are, Lillian, we have critics. And we have people who really, it doesn't matter what you do, they're just out to, to bring you down, and they would always pull that card of a comedian. And what I want to tell people that, one, I'm very proud of being a comedian, okay? It's not a sin. Number two, comedy is a very powerful tool of communication. It's not it. And so for you to be able to apply comedy to communicate effectively, it takes an art. So for me, anyone who would call me a comedian, fantastic, but we've got work to do.
Okay, and Nairobi County, I know your office is packed with complaints from Nairobi residents, from the drainage to the traffic nightmare. I mean, to the traffic nightmare, to the parking nightmare in the CBD, to congestion and to garbage. I mean, what are you doing to communicate to Kenyans what exactly the governor's office is doing? Are you actually talking to Kenyans? Are you keeping them in the loop about what it is you are doing to address their concerns?
First, Lillian, I'm sure you've known that my governor lost his dad, and Pole sana to the family. As we try to serve you as Nairobians, one of the things that we've tried to do as a communication department is that we are not out as communication to keep telling you what we are meant to do. We have a responsibility towards the citizens to deliver services. And when we deliver services, I don't have to tell you that, Lillian, I'm fixing the roads, I'm fixing the lights, That is the basic, that is why you voted for Evans Kidero and his administration, so that they can give you that service. So the feeling and the satisfaction should come from the experience that you as a Nairobian go through. You should be able to see lights, you should be able to see smooth roads, you should be able to have essential services. And that for me is communication enough. Rather than spending a lot of taxpayers' money trying to tell you what we are meant to do. However, when it comes to public communication, public participation, we have put several programs in place where we know that they're still coming. I knew. It's for real.
This is for real. Here you go.
Yeah.
See? I tried.
You're used to... Why don't you just ask me to serve you?
I mean, we don't like embarrassments on air. We do not like that.
Okay.
Yes. So, yeah, you were saying.
Yeah. So, as an administration at Nairobi County, we really don't have to be drumming what we do. But you must be able to feel.
Okay.
But as I was saying, as public communication, our job is to also just keep you informed, create forums for you to interact with the county, give us feedback that is useful. Let's have a conversation. What do you want for your city?
But Kenyans are getting impatient, and the question is, why is it that some of their concerns are not getting addressed? Kenyans think Nairobi is not a clean city. Kenyans are concerned about the fact that every time it rains...
Did the Pope say that? Did the Pope say that?
You cleaned up the city pretty good for the Pope's visit.
Yeah.
You cleaned up the city pretty good for Obama's visit.
The city is clean.
You grew the grass for the Pope's visit, or was it for Obama's visit?
So the city is becoming something. But on a serious note, devolution and the process of governance is not a one-time job. It's a daily, it's what we are meant to do on a daily basis. As a county government, we are hardly 3 years old. Devolution is here to stay. We've never had this kind of governance for the longest. So please allow us. The first administration for any county government is all about processes. It's all about the structures. It's not about the service delivery, because the expectations and which we all have high expectations as Kenyans. When the county government checked in, we expected the lights there the following day. But let me put it this way: when we want to develop, and the procurement rules and regulations require that for me to buy a camera, it takes me about 6 months. That is what you call following due process of government. When would I ever deliver services to you?
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say is that as we also try to deliver services, let's also check the government systems, the bureaucratic systems that have been put in place over the past several years that are an impediment to development.
Right, and we're winding up, Nyambane, so I just want to forward...
We didn't have 3 hours?
We have talked a lot, and a lot of it has been you embarrassing me.
We haven't even started
on live television.
I haven't interviewed you. By the way, you look good.
This is the, thank you very much. Walter, you know, there's been a lot of talk, but you've remained quiet as a personality. You've had your fair share of controversy. People have come at you in a lot of ways.
Which is
personal issues, issues to do with family, a lot of controversy. As a personality, what has kept you going? What has kept you afloat? What has kept you from even answering? You know, sometimes the typical reaction will be just go back and lash at all those haters and tell them, you know what, get a life. But how have you stayed afloat?
Lillian, when you realize that life is not just about yourself, there are other people involved, and there are people who are entitled to opinions, we must learn to treat other people's statements as opinions, which they rightfully deserve. That does not make you who you are. If somebody calls you today akutukane akuite nguyeno, it doesn't make you a gui. Oh, sorry. I mean, that means I need to go to the other TV station.
Yes, but I don't think you'd be saying that there.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say is that, look, when you believe in yourself, that when you believe in the right things that you're doing, when you believe in your own dreams and you follow your own dreams without necessarily interfering with other people, then it begins to shape you. Then everything else becomes irrelevant.
Your parting words, Walter, what are we expecting to see of you in the next years? Is Ridiculous making a comeback? Are we hoping to see you guys together as a trio back on our screens, or actually, you know, just anywhere out in concert, anywhere?
Yeah, you will invite the 3 of us to this studio again. Now that will be 1 on 3, not 1 on 1,
Yeah.
so that we are all here and we break it down. As ridiculous, yes, we owe you an exit.
Yeah.
And
Or a comeback.
So, not a comeback necessarily, an exit, because we believe in succession planning. We must allow other people to come after us so that we go to the next level. Other than sticking where we are supposed to be for several years and no one is moving, we are clogging the system.
Yes.
So, as a comeback, not necessarily, but as a closure, yes,
Very
we owe
soon.
you that.
Very soon.
And so we hope when we call for a show, it will be attended like the Pope.
Right.
Mass.
Hashtag is 1-on-1. Ridiculous is making a comeback. Yay. That is good news. We're
Why
closing
did you
now.
just
DJ
misquote
Crossfade.
me?
Well, that's what he said. DJ Crossfade, thank you very much for the amazing job you do here every single Friday. Walter Mong'are is a fantastic dancer. In fact,
we're dancing.
You made the president look like a good dancer. No, you need to close for us with your Lingala signature move.
It's a dance.
It's not me.
Eh.
No, I can stand and watch you.
Please stand.
Okay.
Put your iPad down.
No problem. I can stand and watch you, but I don't dance.
DJ.
Which does he know the song you like?
No. I'll teach you, easy moves. Easy moves, all right?
Back. I'm not dancing, I'm watching.
No, dance with me so that I can dance, all right?
Okay.
Now, this is Lillian's moment, okay? So, face the camera. Okay, face the camera. And leave your hands loose, okay? Okay. And then, give me 1, 2, and then 1, 2. Okay? Okay. You're ready?
Yeah.
2, eh? Stand, 1. Then, yes. Nice. Now move. You move down, kidogo. Okay. So then we start like then we do like then you go down. Yes. Shake what you have. What's wrong with you? People are supposed to,
Okay. What girl, Walter?
Yeah. You are supposed to do it with me. Okay. Then you go down. Further down. Easy, just like that.
Good one. Good one.
Thank you.
Thank you
very
much.
Is that where I'm supposed to get a hug or something?
No hugs on national television.
This is still.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is Walter Mong'are. He says ridiculous are making a comeback. You're a fantastic dancer.
Thank you.
Really, you are. Thanks for watching. The hashtag is 1-on-1. Can I hide now?
Yeah,
okay.
sure.
Bye. Good night.
Sure. The cameras are not there. Okay. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.